That is my simple request. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 10 of 20-somethings. We're in double figures. Woo! Imagine that. Genuinely, when I first started filming these podcasts, I thought I'd film about 2 and then, that would be that. But here we are, 10 episodes later, and I'm super, super chuffed. Because we're in our 20-somethings, and we all gather around to talk about some things. So, as this is coming out, it will be the 5th of January. We're in the new year. We're in 2024. I'm currently filming this before we've even had Christmas, so this feels really strange to do. So I thought I'd talk about New Year's resolutions. Do they actually help you better yourself, or are they just like a form of toxic positivity? I think they just kind of guilt trip people into changing themselves. I've never had a New Year's resolution. I've actually never ever had one. It's not that I've set myself one and then not accomplished it. I've genuinely just not ever set myself one. So I'm a smoker, right? I've been a smoker since I was 16. I think the longest I went without any nicotine was 4 months. The only times I've ever decided to stop smoking, I needed to be completely mentally ready and not give myself like a cold turkey, like, right, I'm finished now. Every time I'd stopped smoking, I still had a pouch of tobacco on me at all times, just in case. I just never used it. But the fact that I had it just in case I needed it meant that I didn't think about it. It was as soon as I binned all of my tobacco and my cigarettes, then I was like, I need a cigarette, I need a vape, I need something, because it's in my headspace of, well, if I wanted one, I can't have one now. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to set a New Year's resolution of I'm going to stop smoking and actually commit to it, because it doesn't fit in with how my brain works. Does it fit in with how anybody's brain works? Somebody told me that cold turkey is the absolute worst way to quit smoking, statistically, because B's nodding. You're most likely to go back to it from that, as opposed to just slowly cutting it down to the point where you don't want them anymore. So I don't even think that a New Year's resolution being I'm going to quit this, I'm going to stop doing this, is actually even productive. Okay, so I'm going to stop smoking. You make it about a week, if, you're lucky, into 2024, you light up a cigarette, and then you just hate yourself. And that's the way that we all start every single year, and I just don't think it's healthy or necessary, in my opinion. I also wanted to talk about the gym being a New Year's resolution. I also do not go to the gym. So what we have learnt from Ava Reynolds this episode is she's smoked since she was 16 and she has never once stepped foot in a gym. So my boyfriend does go to the gym, and he sits there and says to me every time how shit January is to go to the gym. But the whole new year, new me, let's go to the gym, let's get fucking ripped in a 6-pack. But how many people actually stick to that? But you will pay for a whole year gym membership in the most expensive time of year, because these gyms know that you're going to pay for this full gym membership in fucking December/January to be new year, new me, and then not fucking go. And then they've taken a year's worth of your money and you've gone to the gym twice. So why bother wasting your money on the gym if you know you're actually not going to go all year? Or even better, why don't you start exercising at home for a bit? There's so many videos and training stuff and circuit stuff that you can do at home. And then if you enjoy it and you commit to it, great, buy yourself a gym membership, because then you know you will commit to it. And if you don't commit to it at home, you're definitely not going to commit to it at a gym. But that's fine, because you've not wasted any money. Especially straight after Christmas when we're all fucking skint anyway. Let's just, have a think before we splash the cash, everybody. I also wanted to consider the concept of, can a New Year's resolution be social dynamics as well, as opposed to actual material things? Could you sit there and say, actually, new year, new me, I'm not going to be friends with this person anymore? Or new year, new me, I don't think my marriage is working. It's still healthy. It's if you create a more healthy dynamic for yourself and your social life or your love life or your work life or whatever, surely that is still beneficial for you, just as beneficial as just not eating a biscuit for the rest of 2024. There's mental health and there's physical health. Why are we neglecting that in New Year's resolutions? And also, certain relationships, giving up on them can feel like giving up on a habit. You know, like those kind of toxic friendships / relationships you have with people where you just can't really seem to let go, but you know you definitely 100% should, but you can't leave them alone. Leave them alone in 2024 and see how it goes. I think we need to start kind of thinking about social dynamics in 2024 and things that benefit us socially, mentally, as well as physically. I don't have anything more to say about New Year's resolutions, really, partly because I don't fucking set any for myself. So I'm going to move on to my guest segment of today's show. I've got 2 guests on today. One of them you've seen before, one of them you haven't. So we're going to be talking about female friendships and the girl code. And we're not going to be talking about the girl code in the way you think we'll be talking about the girl code. Let's move on with the segment. Hello. Both of you.
Oh, hey.
Welcome to 20-somethings. This is the first time I've had 2 guests at a time. I feel a bit...
Do you feel like you're watching them at Wimbledon?
Yeah, like ping pong. Wimbledon ping pong, famous
Wimbledon ping pong.
for what they're famous for.
famous for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't
Andy
Wimbledon
Murray.
tennis?
Yeah, that
okay.
was a joke.
That was a joke. The ping pong. So, B,
Hello,
you're new.
I'm new.
So, normally people that are new have a little introduction.
Yeah.
So, you know, who you are, how old you are, what you do, why are you interesting, why are you here?
Why am I interesting? That's a fucking philosophical question, isn't
Well, everyone always freaks out about that. I don't mean anything like...
I hadn't planned an answer for that one.
it? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't mean anything like, oh yeah, like I fought off a dragon or anything like that. I just mean
Definitely
like...
did not do that.
Not
You can tell that
today.
for free.
I mean like, it's tell me like something interesting about you. Do you do like crochet
This feels
or
like
something?
I do.
Oh,
I
okay.
do crochet. This feels like when we had to do those introductions at the pub after work.
Yeah,
But
this
we
is
did-
literally
Where
what
we
it
did
is.
an embarrassing story, and I feel like I don't really want those to be like.
But do you know
On
what?
the
I
internet.
still always manage to avoid that to this day.
Did you ever do one?
No, because I
it?
was never there the
Yeah.
first time that you all did it. I think it was it was
I
my
did.
birthday,
Yeah.
and you all went, and I had the day off, and then on the last day we were going round everyone's, and I still managed to avoid it even on the last day.
Some of those embarrassing stories were like something else.
I'm never going to be able to look at certain people the same way.
No, neither.
My embarrassing story was fairly rank, to be fair.
Mine was quite rank. I went down the poo route.
I went down there.
Oh, I remember yours.
I don't know if I
actually.
can remember yours.
I don't know if I want to put it online.
Just give
Let's
give me a few key words, and I'll see if it will come back.
Sexual health.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I'm back. Back in the room.
And you're back in the room.
And I'm back. I remember. I'm back at the pub. I'm there. I can see it.
Horrendous.
With those loaded chips.
But
Oh,
all is
fuck.
well now. Can I just clarify to everybody
Yeah.
on the pod?
For those who know the story.
I am well.
Medicated.
No, I'm off the med.
No, yeah, but like
This
you
was
have been.
years ago.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah, sorry. Your name, your age, your interestingness.
I'm B. I'm 20 as of Monday, so I'm like I'm
my God, you're
barely
only just
able to
in.
be a 20-something.
wow.
Well,
Yeah.
by the time this comes out, you're well
I'll be
into
like
20.
fully 20. Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 20. I do English lit at uni,
Mm-hmm.
not UVA. Uni of Sheffield, big up.
Big up. There we go. I think you're the first.
Not
Uni of Sheffield
Hallam.
person.
My boyfriend likes to tell people I go to Hallam.
What is Hallam?
Like Sheffield Hallam, the other uni. It's not as good.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like Nottingham, Trent and Nottingham off.
Yeah.
Basically. Right.
Yeah.
Nottingham off?
Uni of.
Uni,
Uni
yeah.
off.
Nottingham
Nottingham
off,
off.
Nottingham.
I don't think there's anything interesting to say about myself.
You
Should I say how
crochet?
I crochet?
Plug your have you got a
Yeah.
crochet account on Instagram?
No, I do not. I did crochet my boyfriend a blanket for Christmas.
That's
Oh.
cute.
Yeah.
I was going to
He
say...
does know about it
Oh,
because he
oh, but-
watched me do it. 'Cause it
And
took
this will
about
come
3
out
I was going to say,
after
this is going to come
Christmas
out after
Yeah,
Christmas,
it's
so we're not
fine.
spoiling anything.
Well,
all
we
good.
met at work. We worked together.
Yeah.
A non-disclosed.
Oh, yeah, we
workplace.
can't
Don't
say.
look at me.
Oh my god, fucking beep. Do you know you were the person that actually taught me how to use the beep? I now can use beeps in my edits. I can beep things out
Shall
all
I
by
say it
myself.
again?
So can I just name everyone I hate?
No!
Beep it out.
Because it's so fucking long. But
You know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you are.
if worst comes to worst, I can beep it out. But please, the editing, let's just make my job easier.
It's fine. If I was going to say it, I would have already said it when B went, we met at work. Oh, yeah, you mean...
Yeah.
Oh, you mean...
Here.
And then, do you know
We
what's so
all
funny?
know what workplace you mean.
Yeah.
Like, we all work there.
But do you know what's so funny with Amelia is I literally gave her a heads up. I was like, right, you cannot say the establishment before
20
we
minutes
hit record.
20 minutes.
And she sat there with chest and went and said it.
I was chanting it.
And I was like, okay, I'll have to bleep that out. Thanks so much.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
But I've learned. Look at me now.
Yeah.
Not saying that I worked at.
yeah, I bet you
professional.
she'll drop it in about 5
Yeah, I will.
minutes.
I know. I've got to keep a real eye on this. I think when I sit down
She's
and
a
edit
loose
it,
cannon in this
I
shit.
She
can't say
is.
anything, to be honest.
I think you're going to be a loose cannon too. This is either going to be
I
really
think
chaotic.
I'm a loose cannon because I feel like I'm going to say things that people won't necessarily agree with, but they know it's true.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn.
This is going to be a controversial episode.
It is. So,
Someone might cancel me. First time on the internet, I'll get cancelled.
do you know what? The views of the 20-somethings videos are so random. So I have some videos
I
that
remember
get
you saying
like
about this.
300 views, like 300
Yeah.
plus views. My last video got like 28 views.
I remember there was like one where
That's
I
alright.
saw you like in your bed from your bedroom window. For context,
Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk about that first?
Ava lives next door to my boyfriend,
She sits
So,
there with
yeah.
her binoculars
and
like
her
that.
bedroom like overlooks where I park my car.
Mm.
So like sometimes that's like that was the first time I'd seen you in like 2 months. I was like getting something out my car, and you were like, "Babe!" Like, you were-
Like the start
Sound
of
like Wallace and Gromit.
like the start of Beauty and Beast, where they all open the door. Bonjour.
Good morning.
Yeah.
sometimes it's really awkward though because I see you putting on your makeup and I'll wave, but you don't see me, so then I just look like a plonker.
That's
You just have to like
awkward.
pretend you're like shaking something off your hand.
Do you know what? I've done it back though. The amount of times
Yeah.
I do it to my mum when she gets back from a dog walk, I literally knock on the window as well, and she's just like not fussed at all
Yeah.
about me. She just she hates her
It's
child.
so weird though because like, I spend most of my time there, and that's literally your home.
I know. I live
And
next
like we
door.
really don't see each other, and like we had no idea who you were, and you live right next door. Like we'd never seen you before.
Yeah, it
It's-
wasn't until we were at work and it was
And we like figured out that you lived in the same village, let alone the same street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone the same fucking house, pretty much.
Yeah,
Basically
like,
same
it's
cul-de-sac.
literally,
Yeah.
like-
I mean, I genuinely like to know how many steps it is from your front door to my front door.
I'd say if you like don't go around the front and you cut across their front garden, I'd say it's at least like 15.
Yeah. That's
if you,
how
if
close
if you
it is.
got long
stride it out, I
legs,
reckon
yeah.
you could do it in 10.
Yeah.
If you proper stride
Proper.
it
I was
out.
about to drop a name from work. If you walk like lifeguards.
Oh!
If you were like lifeguards.
Do you get the walk I mean though? Yeah.
I do. Okay. So anyway, let's move on.
That's so obvious.
Oh yeah, but as if he's gonna fucking watch it.
He's not
that's
going to
so
watch
true.
it.
You never know. He's the funnest person in his uni society.
We love you. Can't wait to see you in the summer.
Do you remember when one morning we were walking through just like the reception and he just smiled at you and you went, "Oh, fuck off." And
I told him
I
to.
said his
I
name.
told him to fuck off and shut up.
And he didn't even say anything. He just smiled at you.
He's got that type of face.
He does.
He's got the face.
does.
I'm like,
It was the fact he genuinely just looked at Amelia and went, and she went, "Oh, just fuck off and shut up."
It was not
I
a
was
good
like,
day.
oh.
It was not a good day for Amelia.
That was, quite harsh.
There were a
Anyway.
lot of not good days for me.
There was a lot of not good days for Amelia.
Oh yeah, Amelia, I didn't even give you a chance to kind of. I know you've had your intro.
I don't actually
Reintroduce
think I
yourself.
did. I think you forgot, and then at the end of the video, you were like, "Sorry, who are you?"
No, I definitely did your intro.
At the end,
I remember
Quick
your
one.
intro.
Quick
Hi,
one.
my name's Amelia. I'm 23, and we met at an undisclosed work.
What's your interesting fact?
She
don't
used to
know if
play in that abandoned hospital near Thorpe.
Oh yeah, my happy place is an old mental asylum in Thorpe. I don't actually think I have an interesting. I study primary education.
Yes.
Woo! At the shit Cambridge uni, not at
Not
uni,
uni
of
of
Cambridge.
Cambridge,
I'm at the other one. I'm at
Christ.
Anglia
Do
Ruskin.
you mean Cambridge of Cambridge?
Yeah, Cambridge and
Yeah.
Cambridge. Yeah.
There
No,
you
so
go.
I'm not at uni of Cambridge. I go to uni in
Boo.
Cambridge, but
She's thick as mince, basically.
basically, yeah. Take a shit.
Right, so we need to like actually talk about what we're going to talk about, because otherwise I need to feel like
I can imagine us sitting here for at least 3 hours talking about nothing but the thing we came to talk about.
Exactly. And I feel like I need to kind of get the train back on the tracks.
It does. We've been derailed.
We're going to be derailed this whole episode, aren't we?
Oh, it's stuck. Sorry. It won't come out. Never mind. I'm not going to fart.
Do you want me to cut that out or keep it in?
It's up to you.
Leave it as a little surprise for us in the new year.
I'll keep it in, it's fine. No, yeah.
That'll be your clickbait for TikTok. I'm going to fart.
I'm going to fart. Okay.
Shall I move the microphone? Fart is. That's
Right.
a thing, you know. Sorry, carry on.
Stop it.
Sorry.
We have come to talk about female relationships. Go.
I've got a lot to say, you know.
I do think that you should open this up, because whenever I have guests on, I always discuss with them
Prior.
yes, thank you. I still can't say it. Beforehand, what it is that we're going to talk about. And this was something you were very passionate about in particular. Yeah. So I'm going to let you open.
Well, I think it sort of came up because our friendship is really nice, because, like, we don't see each other for a while and then we come back and, like, nothing's changed. Like, I just know that we're always going to be friends even if it's been a while. And that is not, I don't think that's massively a thing. No. It's not something I've experienced before. Like, if I don't speak to a friend for a while, we're sort of basically just not friends anymore. Yeah. Like, that's what I've experienced.
Okay.
But I think also, like, we were just talking about it quite a lot, weren't we? Because I've had, like, a lot of not nice experiences. Like, I don't really have friends in Norwich anymore. Like, I don't have any high school friends left, anyone from high school, which I don't know if is a good or a bad thing. Like I had some, like, quite bitchy experiences in high school.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, like, really quite unpleasant experiences. Didn't? Yeah, who didn't,
genuinely.
Right?
But I had some quite toxic, like, now that I look back at it, I'm like, that was a really toxic situation that I was put in with a certain person who I'm not going to name because they could potentially watch this. But to the point where, like, now when I look back at it, I was like, that's a really horrible situation for, like, a 13-year-old girl to be put in.
I always forget how young I was when this shit was happening.
Yeah.
I'm like, Christ, like, I was, like, asked to, like, grow up so quickly because I was thrown into situations that no one was mature enough to handle, and that shows because of how they were handled.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have any friends left from high school. Like, I don't have many friends at uni either. Like, that's gone down the drain quite recently. I really, like, rely on, like, a lot of my closest, like people I really know that, like, if I turned up on their doorstep in a mess, they wouldn't ask any questions. They're my mum's friends, and, like, my mum's adult friends.
They just open the door and be like, do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
I'd open the door, and I'm next door.
I know.
Yeah, but if she's coming to your house, she might as well just
be it stays.
Unless it was Sam.
Yeah.
It's Sam's fault.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, the people who I've got, like, in my life now are very much the people who, like you say, if I was like, I've got nowhere to go, I could ring them and they'd be like, okay. Even if I had to sleep on their sofa or, like, on the floor in their living room, they'd be like, okay, here's a pillow, here's a blanket, like, stay for as long as you need to, like. But whereas I think people who are like, oh my God, I've got so many friends, it's like, okay, but how many of them are actually your friends? Yeah. And how many of them are just, like, people you know? Yeah. Or people who you class as friends, but, like, you're just saying that because you want people to be like, oh my God, she's so popular. Like, that's very high school mentality.
Yeah,
like, I'm 23 and I can't be bothered with it.
No,
like, I still know people like that.
I don't think I was bothered with it in high school, and I was always in the middle of it for somehow.
Yeah,
it was really difficult, and actually it was like the cause of a lot of anxiety for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like I had an emotional maturity quite young for various different reasons. I'm like, this is...
It's okay.
My voice is not ready for this.
That's all right.
Yeah, I had, like, an emotional maturity for various different reasons, and I don't think I ever felt that other people were on that same level as me.
Yeah.
And still, like, the things that have been happening, like, with friends recently... I think, but I don't know if it's maybe, like, they are actually mature, but then when it boils down to, like, friendships, there's a complete lack of maturity, and I think that's really hard to deal with. And often just a losing battle.
One thing that I've noticed is, technically, because I was 22 when I started uni, I'm classed as a mature student, because like once you go past a certain point, obviously like people normally start uni like when they're 18, 19, but because I was 22 when I enrolled, I'm classed as a mature student. So obviously a lot of the people who I met in first year were all 18, and none of the people who were in like my friendship group, but a lot of people I got in situations, like there was one situation that happened in our course, and I'm like, this is extremely childish. Like, I'm 23 years old. Do you really think I want to be put in a group chat that says, let's sort this out?
Are you joking?
Not. And then when I left the group chat, they're all going to know who this is. So, you know, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, I don't really give less of a shit. But like, the group chat, I left the group chat because I was like, I'm not doing this. They then messaged me privately and was like, let's talk about it. I'm like, no.
And they think that that's a form of maturity, being like, let's confront it head on. And actually, I always think that the mature thing to do, the thing that's immature in that is there's a complete lack of sensitivity.
Yeah, I'd said my piece.
And empathy.
I'd said my piece. I'd said what I'd wanted to say. And I was like, I've got what are we talking about? Because I've got nothing else left to say.
And I think that brings us quite nicely on to like the fact that, not to be generalist about it, but this is quite often a very female thing. What blokes have ever been put in a group chat that called, let's sort this out?
Yeah.
Guys just don't, do they? They're just like, okay, we have a difference in opinion, fine.
Yeah, well, sometimes there'll be a little smack up, won't there? And then they'll be like cool, let's just get on with it.
But if they did disagree, they'd never, like, hold grudges or like held it against that person.
And they talk about it.
Like if I disagree with someone, it's really held against me as an individual, rather than just be like, we were talking about this recently. Like if you disagreed with me, you just be like, yeah, I disagree with you, but that doesn't mean I don't like you.
Yeah.
No, it's normal to disagree with people. Could you imagine if everyone had the same beliefs? That's actually disgusting. But like, but it is though.
I mean, in some cases
revolting.
it would be helpful.
But like in certain situations, if everyone felt the same about everything, life would be boring. It would be so dull. Are you okay there?
Yeah, someone's left. I thought that was me, and it definitely isn't. Somebody's left like literal dry globs of spit on this.
That's not.
But
okay.
that's calm.
Christ. That's so
Yesterday when I was filming, there was a bogey on the table, and I thought it was a flake of pastry, and I went to and it stuck like it was sticky and just slid across the table.
I'll start gagging, and that's not what you want.
Sorry, let's carry on what we were saying.
I've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking about bogies now.
Oh shit, I did that myself.
You did. Me and B were on track there.
You were on track. We were talking about holding grudges, and women hold grudges more often than men do, because men just have a chat.
But also, I think, like, so my boyfriend has got, like, maybe 4, like, best friends from school. As in, from, like, year 7, they have always been best friends. And these boys are so sweet. Like, they really are, and they have the sweetest friendships. And whenever, like, my boyfriend sees them, like, his eyes, like, light up. Like, it's so cute. He'll hate me for saying that, but it's true. And, like, they're so respectful. Like, they'll go around and they'll talk to his mum and stuff like that, and it's so nice. But, like, he's not like, there are 2 that I've not met. We've now been together, like, 8-9 months, and now I've not met them, which means he hasn't seen them since we've been together. But they're still best mates. Like, he still considers them his best friends. Yeah. And, like, that's so interesting, because if that was me, if I hadn't spoken to a girl in, like, 9 months... We're not best friends. They've probably fucked off and they've got someone else they're much closer with now.
Yeah.
And I think there's something in, like, female friendships that's much more, like volatile, and it changes. Like, there's cycles of friendships that change so much quicker. Yeah. I wonder if it's a hormonal thing, because our, like, hormonal cycles change and stuff like that.
Well,
but
my mum says that in her experience, you have friends for a reason and a season.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have your friend... there for a reason. So, for example, it'll be you're in the same class together at school. That's the reason you see each other a lot. Or for us, it would be that we worked together. That's the reason. We saw each other every day for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That is mad when you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we literally spent
every day
from like 8 o'clock until like 7 o'clock if we went to the pub afterwards, for 4 weeks straight. And then every Friday night we'd go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
we
on
spent
a Wednesday.
A lot of time together.
Like, I saw you all for more than I saw anyone else, like
Yeah.
family,
Same.
any other friend. I
Yeah.
saw you all more.
But that can be quite an intense experience because when I've worked at that work other years, I haven't had immediate friends
Yeah.
in those camps.
Yeah.
And, like, that's an intimidating thing.
Well, me and you were new. That was our first camp.
Yeah. It was on induction day when we all went and had a walk around the site.
Yeah.
That was the first time.
Yeah.
And, like, you took me to where I was going to be.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'll message you. Because we were told there was going to be a group chat on the first day, and a certain someone didn't make that group chat. Thomas.
Yeah. Thomas Spurgeon.
Thomas Spurgeon. So I ended up having
Full
to...
named him. Wow.
I ended up having to stalk you until I found you on Facebook to be like...
Oh my god, and you sent me that message, you were like, not to seem like I'm stalking you. And I was like, definitely is.
Not to seem like I'm stalking you, but can you send me your plan?
Yeah. Yeah, and we really got on. So that was the reason. And the season was that 4 weeks.
Yeah.
We're not doing that now, but we're still friends.
Yeah.
And I think...
And we, like, allowed that time to, like, build a friendship.
Yeah.
It wasn't instant, was it?
No,
Like, because I don't remember really speaking to you until like,
the 2-3 weeks in.
until I think the first time I spoke to you was the first Friday night we went out.
Yeah.
Like that was the
I
first
was
time
a
I'd
bit
spoken to
intimidated
you.
by you
Everyone always says that.
for the first
I've
week
never
at
met a
least.
girl that hasn't said that about me.
Yeah.
I think it's partly because I've got a proper resting bitch face.
You do.
I have a proper... But you know what? A girl at work, Amy no names, went on, like, it was like the first or second night out or something, and she went, by the way, you've got a resting bitch face. Proper one, haven't you? And I was like, yeah, I know I do, but I think that's something that I should be, like, telling you. Like, oh, by
Yeah.
the way, I've got a resting bitch face. Like, it's just a bit
In a
rude
jokey
when-
way.
Yeah, it's a bit rude when people say
Yeah.
it to me.
Like,
I
tell
know
you.
it's a known
I mean,
fact,
I
but-
agreed with you heavily
No,
when you said it.
I'm fine when people agree, but it's
Yeah.
like she just came up to me out of the blue and was like, "You've got a resting bitch face," and it's like,
But did I
so
ask?
you're just saying that I look mean?
Yeah.
It was, I remember when we actually spoke to each other, I was like, oh, you know, she's nice.
Everyone says
But
that.
I remember, I think it must have been on one of the first days, I said to Amelia, I think you literally just walked past us or something in the hallway. And I remember I said something like, gosh, she looks happy, or something like that.
I'd
And it was
never-
like, because I was like, oh my God. Like,
Do you know
But
what it was?
also, I'm such like an internal thinker as well.
Yeah.
So I'm like always really thinking in my head and like completely zoned out, and that's when I look so bitchy
Yeah.
because I'm like so zoned out, and people will smile at me and I won't even clock on.
yeah.
And it's not me being rude. Like I just,
Yeah.
I get so in my head with just life, especially at work. Like
Yeah.
Christ, I'm in my head at work.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think it was for me as well? It was that you'd been there before.
I'd been there before. I knew how it worked,
And you
and
knew
I
a lot of
knew
the
a lot
other
of the other
people.
people. Like my boyfriend works there and his brother, so I'm very close with them. And like, yeah,
I think because all of the rest of us, bar like a few people,
you
it was
mostly knew.
all of our first time.
Yeah.
So like I think that's why I got on with you, because we were both like doing new things for the first time. And I hated it the first week.
You did. You
I was ready to quit the first week.
I hated the first week of that.
Like
season, yeah.
I got to the Thursday and I was like,
Cried.
I'm not coming back on the Monday. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not coming back. I absolutely hate it. I was so tired.
You know it's bad when a 7-year-old makes you cry. I was sat in Asda car
He was a
park
particularly
sobbing.
difficult 7-year-old, though. Particularly.
I was scared of him the rest of work. It's like I couldn't face him.
Yeah.
I was scared of his dad.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyways, so that was our reason last season. I kind of wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna phrase this question to both of you because I think that everybody would have a different answer, which is probably precisely the problem with its concept. Is what do you, both of you, but I want you to answer different times, not at the same time, because obviously then we don't know what you say. What do you define as girl code? The girl code.
I think I've largely experienced from what other people have put to me as girl code, is like you don't date someone else's ex-boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, that's mostly the one I faced.
Yeah.
And I haven't ever done it, but that's mostly the one I've faced. And it's like, I think it's like this sort of like code, this like mantra that like forces you to be loyal to someone you're not necessarily best friends with. It's like I had it, group of girls, I was in this group of girls and never ever dated one of their boyfriends, but they used it as like a thing to like force me into that group.
But you
and they
can't
keep me
gatekeep
there.
people.
No.
And that's what I really struggle with.
Especially in high school.
Yeah, I mean, Christ, that kettle of fish is very small as it is.
It really like rattles me about it is that you shouldn't be told who you can and can't be friends with. That's the other thing. You can't be friends with a girl that's fallen out with the girl that you're friends with. That's another part of girl code. And like I think there's this like I get why someone would be upset. Like I understand like if I'd fallen out with you but you were still friends with her, maybe I don't think I would be upset now, but in high school maybe I would be upset. Like, and that's probably a maturity thing. But I think that the thing that girl code completely stops happening is helpful conversations. So like then what needs to happen is like I need to have a conversation with you where I'm like, actually, me and Ava aren't friends at the moment, and like it kind of upsets me when you speak to her, but I don't want to stop you from being friends. But like, can you just be sensitive about it?
Yeah.
And that's what it needs to boil down
takes.
to. It's just being sensitive and accepting that other people have emotions and they have feelings, and that's always going to happen. And you just have to be careful, and you have to be respectful, and you have to have open and honest conversations. You might say like, actually, I am going to go and date this boy, and I know you've had a relationship with him, and I'm really sorry if that's hurting you. But honestly, like, you can't stop me from doing that, but I am going to be sensitive. Like, I'm not going to post him on Instagram, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
But, like, I just think, especially with, like, with big girl groups, girl code just ultimately, like, pits girls against each other.
It's very competitive.
It's so competitive.
I think there's a very big thing of, like, girls supporting girls. And actually, I'm yet to meet a woman that say girls supporting girls and like really advocates it and actually follows it.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Usually the girls that are like, girls supporting girls, you know, women, like, I'm so there for the girls, like, fuck men, rah, 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 tend to be the bitchiest ones I know.
And this is why the men are still winning, because the girls can't come together as a whole and be like, fuck the men, because the girls are still fighting each other.
Yeah. I know.
Over the men a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you, because what's your experience with girl code? Like, what would you define it as?
I think it's got to be a mutual respect of, like you said, open communication. Like, okay, you dated him, okay, and I get that, but if something happens and I have a connection with someone, I can't help that.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever experienced that, but like with my best friend Ella, we've always been very open with each other about who we've been dating, and like if I have an opinion on them, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry if that upsets you, but I want there to be that mutual respect of being able to talk to each other.
But also her respecting that you are an intelligent person and you're not going to do something stupid.
Yeah.
So if you say to her, I know what I'm doing, like, I trust my instinct on this,
She'll
has
be like,
to respect that.
She's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's your, like, the whole situation with the boy who shall not be named, Mr. Steak Dinner.
Yeah, Mrs. Steak
Oh, here we go. Here's
we go.
Here's the reveal of Mrs. Steak Dinner.
I am Mrs. Steak
the
Dinner.
culprit.
The culprit of Mrs. Steak Dinner. But, like, she's very aware of the situation. She knows what's going on. And she's very much like, okay, you do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I will. But, like...
As you should.
But, like, if something happens, she's not going to turn around and be like, well, I told you so, I told you he was a waste of space. She'll be like, okay, I understand that. But it's also a situation where she can turn around and say, you know, I did tell you that he was a shitty person, but you made that decision and that's what you've got to do. But that's, I think, the most important part of girl code.
It's having the conversation.
Is the conversation. Like, I totally agree with anyone can be with who they want, blah, blah, blah. But if it's like, I started dating your ex-boyfriend, there would need to be a conversation that happened for me to be like, look, this is happening.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Also, empathy. Like, I feel like everything within girl friendships, like, when situations arise, there's a complete lack of empathy. Like, in situations I've had recently, I know for a fact that no one else in that situation has put themselves in my shoes. And I'm not asking them to, but I do think that if at any point they did put themselves in my shoes, the whole thing would have played out a lot differently.
Definitely.
A lot differently.
Yeah.
And I think there's an issue with everything that you both have said. I think gatekeeping people isn't possible and isn't a thing, but yet it is in girl code. So, you went, oh, if I start dating your ex-boyfriend, and I was like, but I mean, yeah, having empathy from your perspective of being like, that might upset Ava, and me having empathy of like, yeah, but Amelia does like this guy. That's respectful. But also, like, I can't sit there and be like, no, you can't, because he's mine.
And
he's
if
not
you're,
mine.
if you're
nobody
not
can
with
be yours.
Yeah.
if you're not with someone, if you've split up from them,
What's stopping?
It'd be different if I started trying to date your current boyfriend while you're still with him.
That would be an issue.
That's different. But, someone's an ex, you're not with them anymore. If you're seeing someone and I go, oh yeah, I'm seeing the same person, that's a little bit different, because when you're seeing someone, the feelings are there and, things are happening.
And
but
especially when there's been so much time.
But also there are feelings that come with like ex relationships anyway. Even if they're not current ones.
Yeah.
So if like one of you started dating my ex, and I'm like in a much happier relationship now,
Yeah.
like completely moved on, that was an unhappy relationship for me. If one of you started dating him, I would feel weird about it. Like I
Yeah.
would. And I don't think I'd necessarily be upset or like jealous, but I would feel weird about it. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
the feeling
uncomfy.
that isn't respected in girl code. Is that like, or it's not one that's understood. Is that it is a weird experience, like especially if you're like you've slept with someone
and that's
their
where
Willie is now in your friend, like you know
Yeah.
what I mean, that's
Yeah.
weird, but like that's where the conversations come in. Like I get you feel weird about it, I would feel weird as well,
Yeah.
but I also understand that
Yeah.
like this is something I have to do and this is something that you're gonna have to respect, and it's just like it's just a thing.
And I think as well, we're all adults. Like, I know, like,
That's it.
and
We are
that's
all-
it. End
Yeah.
of the podcast. Like, Norwich isn't a necessarily big place.
Yeah.
So, like, between us, we've all figured out ways that we know someone who the other person knows.
We have,
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, I saw that you posted them on your Instagram. I know them. I
Yeah.
went to school with them. Or, oh, I saw that you were following them. Like, Norwich isn't a big place.
It's
There's not
tiny.
many men. Where are you? Where are they?
And
I'm
a lot
still
of
waiting.
them, and I can't lie, Norwich isn't the cutest.
No, we're really not.
I don't even mean in terms of just men. I'm not even targeting men. I mean just people in general. Like, we're not an attractive county.
No.
So
we are inbred after all.
we
But
are.
you know what, though? Let me tell you this. Neither is Cambridge.
Oh,
The uni of
They're full
Cambridge
of
boys.
leaks.
Very disappointing.
My friend went to Keele University in Stoke-on-Trent, and she was like, mate, you think Norfolk's bad? She was like, it's like goblins over here. Like,
Yeah.
there's literally disgusting.
But Cambridge is full as all of the I have daddy's money
Yeah,
boys
that's
who
cringe.
are like, they may look physically attractive, but then they open their mouth and then you're like, it's gone.
I
Your
always think-
personality is dog shite.
Have
Yeah.
either of you watched Miranda?
Yes.
You know, when she's like set up with that Edmund Dettori guy and he's really fit but he has a really high pitched voice.
Yeah.
Always think that with Cambridge boys.
The David Beckham
The
effect.
David Beckham effect, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so real. And I've tried to explain this to, I nearly said his name then. I don't say his name on the podcast. My boyfriend. And he was like, I don't understand why women care about voices so much. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to put it really crudely, imagine, and I put this to him from his perspective. I was like, imagine you're having sex with a girl
Oh, no.
and she's on top of you and she leans over while you're having sex and she's like, moaning in your ear, whispering to you, and she goes like, oh yeah, fuck, oh you're such a naughty boy. Like, that isn't cute. And imagine it vice versa, if you were having sex with a guy and the same
He
situation.
goes, oh, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah,
No,
wow.
but I always think that
Cringe.
what a really important thing is you can't date a guy with a weird name because of you have to moan it.
Yeah.
So like imagine you like dating someone called like
Edmund
Gareth.
Dettori. How are you going to moan Edmund Dettori in
Yeah,
someone's
well,
ear?
like, there are so many like proper British names, like Gary.
Dave.
My dog's called Dave.
I'm not going to moan
but
that
no.
in the bedroom, am I?
I always think stuff like names that sound really posh, like Jaquavius or something.
Eh?
Quentin.
Yeah,
Tarquin.
Tarquin. Those kind of names, like John T. I
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
John
I
Montgomery.
Monty.
Yeah.
John T and Monty.
like. I
yeah, but
don't.
Montgomery is a fucking dog's name. Like, come on.
Yeah, no. I think we've gone off track again.
I
Why
can't
are we
remember how we
talking
got
about
onto this.
No, Why are we talking about moaning dogs' names?
I actually don't know.
I can't remember how we got onto this. What were we talking? I don't even know what we were talking about before, to be fair.
We were talking about girl code.
We need to talk about girl. And what was I've completely lost my train of thought.
There were so many things we were talking about
I
that
now
we
can't
were like,
recall.
we need to talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're in mischief drinking doubles.
Yeah, I was sick
lot-
that night.
a lot of
you guys
things-
do not know how I was when we went to the
Yeah, I saved
toilet,
the picture in the group chat.
when we went to the did
you?
you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
So savage.
When we
Of
went
you,
to
like,
the
head in
toilet
the toilet at home,
Mischief,
like-
I was like, when we walked up the stairs, I was like, fuck me, I'm pissed.
What, in upstairs at home?
No, at Mischief. At Mischief, I was
To be fair,
pissed as a fart.
when I stood up to
So
go to the
drunk.
toilet, I was like, oh, there it is.
But I'd had like 3 drinks before you guys, and I'm like bad because I like just sink them.
Yeah.
Like when I'm like there
didn't
to
even
get
finish your
drunk,
drink in Mischief,
I
to
didn't
be
because
fair.
I was like, I'm gonna be sick.
I
and
could
then
have
got
driven home.
I felt like I could
Honestly.
have driven home, and then I got home and I was like talking to my mum, and she was like, "You need to come up for air because you've not stopped talking for 20 minutes." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, no, I honestly felt alright. And
Also,
the next
my
morning was
boyfriend's
fine.
driving. I was like, Sam.
He must have changed up his driving style when I got out of the car because I was in the front though. To be fair, I did say you could have sat in the front. You
No, it was fine.
threw yourself in the back.
The back's like tight though. I don't fit in the back. No one fits in the back.
That's what I mean. If you'd have been in the front, you probably would have felt a bit better. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah, we digress.
We digress.
I'm trying to think about the kind of things. So we talked about girl code. We talked about kind of toxic female relationships.
I want to talk about uni housing, right?
Go
so
for
at
it.
uni, you go
This is just
first
throwing a
year.
thing. It's like a lucky dip, isn't it?
It is.
I want to talk about.
Let me
I'm a
talk about
celeb.
this. Oh.
Let's all talk about how we hated Nella
Wait,
more
but
than the
hang
UKIP
on.
representative.
Why is Pete Wicks fit as fuck?
Who's Pete
No,
Wicks?
you know what you need
Pete
to
the
watch?
pirate from Towie.
You need to watch the full Monty. The
Oh
one that
my
Ashley
God,
Banjo
yeah.
does. Pete Wicks is on it.
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
fancied
We've digressed again.
no, what was his name quickly?
Martin
Sam
Hughes.
Thompson?
No, the
Marvin
boxer,
Hughes,
the
though.
daddy boxer.
Oh, Tony Bellou.
Oh yeah.
Tony Bellou.
He's I keep getting Tony edits on my TikTok.
He is quite hot, to be fair. I would.
Have you
Like
heard that?
me.
Because you know he's from Liverpool. And there's that like rap Liverpool. It might even be H, but I don't think it is. But it's like,
Go
my
on,
girl
spit us.
in a mood to go out for food, but she's being all rude.
Did you just have a stroke?
I can't believe you just started spitting bars on the pods.
But it's that song. Take her out, go for food.
Neither of us know. what it
Neither
is.
of
Take her
us know
home,
it.
now we're nude. That song. I don't know what it fucking is.
Never heard of it.
But that I keep getting that song with like Tony
I was
Bellew.
listening to Robbie Williams driving here, so I don't think I'm going to be listening to that.
Angel.
No, I was listening to Dream a Little Dream of Me that he did a duet with Lily Allen.
Anyway, uni housing.
Yeah, sorry.
So first year, you're thrown into a flat. Fuck knows who, right?
Mm.
Literally anyone. Like my first year flat got on really well. It was actually a really, really good flat to be in first year. That it was deeply problematic, but on the surface, it was a good flat to be in. And then within like a month of living with these people, you have to then decide who out of those people you've met within a month you're going to live with for second year.
Yeah, that is
So
quite
you're
mad.
then, within a month, you're committing to 2 years of living with people you've only known for
4
like
weeks.
basically 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And you know them on the basis of the fact that you go out together,
And
and
you
you, like-
sometimes do the washing up.
piss up. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a fully formed friendship.
Yeah.
And that's, like, where I've run into issues because, yes, like, I did get on really well with the people in my flat from last year and that those were friendships, but I don't think they're necessarily people that I'm very good at living with. And there's a difference between...
Although I will say, I've got some really close friends that, my God, I wouldn't want to fucking live
That's
with.
it, right?
No,
There's a
joking.
different...
Because I looked at you
Yeah,
and
I
I was like,
know.
it's like I'm a square
But that's what me and Ella have always said. Me and
Yeah.
Ella have been friends since literally the first day of year 7, and I love the girl. I love her with my whole heart, but I just don't think we could live together.
Yeah. There's a
I'd want to
difference
slap
between
her.
being
And I
good
love you, Ella,
friends.
but I'd want to slap her.
Sorry, Ella.
She's late all the time. She's
I'm
a bit
late
like
all the
Ava.
time.
That's what I can never live with Ava because we never
No.
get anywhere on time.
Yeah.
Like we would. She was supposed
I'm
to
the
pick
same.
B up from next door at 10:30.
No, she was
bleep it.
Oh,
Fuck's sake.
beep.
1 hour 3. Okay. Yeah.
supposed to pick her up at 10:30. 11:15. B was still sat at home.
I came from Wyndham.
Wyndham to Swarton is not that far.
Deetham.
Oh, okay.
I got out of bed at 10:15 and I was still able to leave the house at past.
Well,
You can cut the dab out of the podcast.
Absolutely not. Leave that in.
I'm leaving that in, 100%. What are we talking about? Yeah, talk about the friends and living in the house. And I said, well, there's a lot of friends that I'm really good friends with that I wouldn't want to live with.
Living with people is an art form.
It's hard.
Living with people is an art form because everyone lives in their own way.
Yeah.
Like you never realise how much of an individual someone is until you live with them.
Yeah.
And they have their own, like, and it can be like the smallest, like most niche things, and it will be completely different to the way you do it. And like compromising and sacrificing is like difficult, especially when you just want to be in your own like world. Especially at uni, it's weird because like if you're living with your family, you're integrated as a group because you're like eating the same meals and like sitting down to watch the same TV. Whereas at uni, like you're all cooking your own meals, you're doing your own food shop, like you're doing your own laundry. It's like separated but together, which is weird.
And kind of strained.
It's really, yeah. And I think
hard.
like it's a challenge, and I think that damages friendships in itself. Because they're like, you know, if you are with someone and you choose to move in with them, you probably don't move in with them until you've been together in an intimate relationship for like, 2-3 years minimum?
Yeah.
And even then, that's like a big decision.
I actually had this conversation the other day with not my boyfriend, so it's fine. It doesn't watch them. It's okay.
Is that not a ref?
No. I don't mean with like someone that.
No, I mean your boyfriend doesn't watch your podcast.
Yeah, no, he doesn't watch it. No, it's not even that bad. To be fair, I don't think that it's really. Although I was going to say it's not a blokes podcast. Actually, I found out 65% of my viewers
boyfriend
are
watches.
Men. Yeah.
I make him.
Well, it was
They
always
watch them together.
It was always such a woman-heavy
Background
podcast.
noise.
And then when I looked.
I'm sorry, I realised how weird that is.
That's
after I said it.
Well, I'm sat there on my mum's episode. No, ew. So, yeah, no, I always thought it's fine. Like, this is such a like girl-heavy podcast. And then I checked my statistics last week, and it's like 65% are male viewers.
That's mad.
Probably because they're wanking over you.
I don't think so. I think
I
No,
would.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think no. I was thinking. My mum said, "Oh, I wonder if maybe they're like gay, and it's like a like girls and gays kind of vibe.
The girls, the gays, and theys.
The girls, the gays, and theys. That's what I wonder. I have no idea. Drop it down in the comments if you want to.
Leave a comment of your age, your gender, and your location.
Let us know if you wank over Ava.
Yeah, thanks. Put it in the
Put a
comments.
little eggplant emoji in the comments.
The water drops.
Yeah, if you're having a wank right now.
But I was going to
Sorry,
talk
Dad.
about. I was going to talk about, but I didn't have this conversation with my boyfriend. I was talking about it with my friend. We were talking about moving in with partners or whatever. And I was like, I just like don't feel ready. We've been together nearly a year, but my God, like the thought of like committing to something like that in such an enormous scale with money involved and contracts involved, like
Yeah.
that
The
scares
fact
the
you have
shit
to
out
sign
of me.
official documents,
Yeah.
it makes it all a bit more real.
Oh, it scares
like
the
live
shit.
it like just like staying over or
Yeah.
like living together in someone else's family home where
Yeah.
like they stay over for like 6 out of 7 nights a week kind of thing. But then officially when you like have to sign that piece of paper that says we are going to live together.
Yeah.
Obviously that's not what the contract says, but like
We are going to live
the estate
together.
agent gives you a piece of paper and you have to, but like that makes it really real.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I've ever
could.
got any close in a relationship to
I could
experience
100% move in right now with my boyfriend.
No,
But I think we are like very odd in our own ways, and it like works.
me and you have very different relationship
yeah,
dynamics.
we do. Because like me and my boyfriend are very much like the other half, and I don't like saying the other half because it implies that without him I'm not whole, but I am. But like
She's our own person.
I'm my own strong, independent woman.
Strong, independent woman.
Purr.
Okay, meow. But like I could 100%.
Yeah.
And I've not known him as long as I know the people I live with at uni.
Yeah.
And that says something. I think it is just like some people it works with, some people it doesn't.
Yeah.
But like that's the way life is.
I think genuinely my mum's kind of fucked me over because I live with my mum, obviously, and she is just the perfect little woman to live with. Like, she's so chill, she's so comfortable, she's so lovely. She's just an icon. That she set the bar so high.
Yeah.
So, like, anyone that doesn't meet that, I'm like, well, my mum doesn't do... And I sound like a fucking loser. I'm like, my mum doesn't do that. But equally, I'm not talking like my mum fucking mummies me, where she's like, I expect you all to make my bed for me and run the bath. And, like, I don't mean that my mum's doing those things.
It's just, like, a specific dynamic.
It's the dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, it's always so, like, oh, are you going to be home for dinner? No. Okay, cool. Let me know when you're back. All right, cool, fine. Or, like... what do you fancy for food tonight? Do you want me to go and do a shop? Do you want me to do this? Like, it's so give and take, me and mum.
Yeah.
And there's never any resentment of like, oh, I've had to take the bins out.
I was about to
I've
say
had do
that me and
this.
my boyfriend are the same. We're very give and take, but I can't tell you the last time I did anything domestic. He's literally a domestic goddess.
Well, as long as everyone's happy in their roles,
Yeah, that's it.
then it's fine.
I think.
I mean, if he wasn't happy, he wouldn't carry on doing
I
it.
ride him.
Oh.
You can cut that bit out.
I'm going to have so much to edit out. I'm going to be here all day.
I'm the loose cannon now.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling quite reserved.
Do you know what, to be fair?
How long have we been going for?
An hour and 10, so we
It's
probably
because,
should.
I think it's because I'm in a forum where, like, I could say something naughty and you're not meant to say it.
It's
and
like
it makes
when
me
you're-
want to say something
It's
naughty.
like the don't press the big red button.
Oh, I would 100% press it.
Oh, I would. Yeah.
Why?
I
Why do you
still-
want me to press it?
I still get imposter syndrome and I feel like I shouldn't be there when I go into the staff room at work. That's where you know, like when you were in primary school and they were like, can you drop this off in the staff room? You're like, oh, tea. Like, I go in there now and I'm like, oh, here I am.
Staff room.
Shouldn't be
I
here.
still get it when I buy alcohol.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
I shouldn't
do.
be doing this.
Yeah.
It's like I had to go and buy some cigarettes for my mum the other day and I was like, oh my God, can I do this?
Are you sure?
Then I was like,
You being able to buy cigarettes for the last, like, 5 years.
My dad always talks about how when he was literally like 7, my nan would like send him down to go and buy a pack of fags. Like, that's
Yeah.
mental, isn't it? Just imagine like sending your child off, like, go and get me a pack of fags.
yeah,
Bye. See you in a bit.
I love how far away from female friendships this has gone.
I know.
I can't even see female friendships anymore. That's how far away we've
No,
gone.
we've-
I don't actually even
We've
know.
gone and we've turned around the corner.
Will this actually even be interesting to watch?
I'm looking forward to watching
I
it.
am an incredibly interesting person to look at and listen to.
Okay. Well,
I can't wait. I felt like I've
Shall I get
zoned
my
out for a
tits
lot
out?
of this.
Clickbait.
that's a thumbnail.
Stay
I'm going to wrap
tuned.
this up.
Stay tuned to find out if B flashes ideas. You have to watch it all the way.
Watch to the end to see my boobies.
It's in the blooper reel at the end. Okay,
Just
right.
a quick flash, just one side.
That's what I kept doing at work.
Yeah, you did.
Was it at work or on a night out? Hopefully it wasn't at work.
I think let's just for clarity say it was on a night out.
Yeah, it was on night. I got one boob out because Amelia didn't deserve to see both boobs.
No, I hadn't earned that yet, but this summer.
Oh my
just
God,
you
please can we just... Right, we're wrapping up. Thank you for coming on the pod.
You're welcome.
We're
This-
never going to be invited back.
No, this is horrendous. First time ever having 2 guests, and this is why. So,
No, but I think it is because it's specifically us.
Yeah, if
and
you
it was
had-
the first pod of 2024. What a way to fucking
what a
open
way
the
to
year.
start the year.
Chaos. No, stop it.
I've got the giggles.
I normally say, have we got any ending comments? But I'm not giving you any.
We're
We're
not
just
allowed
going.
them.
Because we'll be here for another half an hour. So.
No, my ending comment, actually, on a serious
Okay,
note,
go
is
on.
that we have very lovely friendships.
We do.
And actually, I think that these are probably some of the most sustainable female friendships I've had
Yeah, 100%.
ever. They feel like adult friendships.
Yeah.
Because they are.
Because they are. That was the other thing I was going to say. Whenever I
Oh, so
was
you're
telling
starting her off again.
God.
Okay, no, I'll stop.
Go on, quick. What is
no,
it?
it don't, because it fitted in miles ago.
Let's pop it in reverse and go back a little bit.
Right, okay, thank you for coming on.
Get out.
Get out of this room,
Thank
please.
you for having us on.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thanks.
Happy New Year, bitches.
Happy New Year,
Happy New
bitches. And that's that. See you in the outro, please, hopefully, at some point in the day. Bye. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Episode 10 of 20-somethings. I hope you all enjoyed and had a really good new year, I guess. Good luck for 2024. And I don't really have much else to say, so I'll see you next week. Bye. Fab, cool.
Oh.
That's what my mum did last year.
Oh. Oh.
I'm not joking, she's divorced now.
This is the 20-something.
I don't even know what we fucking spoke about.
I don't know what's going
What
on.
was that?
I forgot who I am.
I just farted.
Do you want to turn it off?
Bye.